Welcome back to another video, agents. If you're new to my channel, all I talk about is discussing scaling your downline growth and your sales team growth as an insurance agent using cold market. Now, with that being said, in this training that you're about to get access to, I discuss with over 40 millionaire agents on a live 1-hour call exactly what system that we're using to scale recruiters like Robert in my program, who's a #1 direct recruiter out of 44,000 agents, Elliot in my program, who's also #1 recruiter out of around 16,000 agents. And we have dozens of other more experienced agents inside of our program and inexperienced agents that have only been in their IMOs for about 5 to 6 months that are absolutely dominating their leaderboards using modern day marketing practices. If after the training you feel like working with us might be an option for you, there's my link down below. You can just book in a call with someone in our team and then we'll get with you on a 45-minute discovery to see if it's a good fit. Without further ado, here's the training.
Hello, welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. If possible, let's all have our cameras on just for this call here, guys. Let's be professional. Excited to get to know you all. Marlon told me some great things. Very nice to meet you guys.
Hello.
We're going to be waiting on some more people to join here. Really quickly, guys, in the Zoom chat, if you guys can just drop a number of how many years you guys have been in the insurance industry, that would give me a lot of context for this presentation for you guys this morning. If you guys want to drop those numbers in the chat just so I can see. We got 14 years. Very nice. We got 10 years. Got some experience. 3.5. 11, 18, 10, 8. Wow, look at you guys. We are experienced recruiters. Look at that. 8 years, 10, 18 from Ming, Maria, 11. Awesome. Awesome. Now I know who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to beginners here. I'm talking to experienced agents. I love it. What else we got? 10, 3.5, 8, 18 years, 8 years. Awesome. Now, guys, I want you to give me a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is the worst, the lowest number of experience. 10 would be the highest. What is your guys' experience with cold market recruiting? 10 being the most confident. How do you guys feel about cold market? I want you guys to be very, very honest. You're giving me a scale of 1 to 10. How confident do you feel on cold market? If I were to start generating you cold leads from all over Canada and United States or wherever you guys would want leads, how confident do you guys feel on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay. 1, 5, 1, 8, 4, 2, 6, 8. Okay. Pretty good range here. Pretty good range. You guys are definitely going to leave with some value on this call regardless. Every single one of you going to know a little bit more about cold market recruiting after this. Okay, we got a 1. I like seeing 1s, to be honest, guys. I love the transparency if you're not confident in cold market recruiting, just because, you know, that 1 is going to turn to a 7 very rapidly. You have a lot of room to grow, which is so great, right? That's what we want. We want to be able to grow rapidly using new updated systems, right? That's the really big thing here. I was talking to Marlon about your guys' awesome company, and he wants to expedite growth by changing the culture of his company. And that's something that I'm here to share with you guys today on how we're able to make this happen. My company has actually pioneered the way that we do cold market recruiting. For those of you that know cold market recruiting, a lot of agents around the world are scared to do it because they don't believe it's possible. They don't believe it's possible. And I'm here to tell you guys that I have several agents that have made it possible and scaled at 2x, 3, 4x the speed of the common day agent. Because they were willing to learn in my program and they had the belief systems that carried them to that success. Okay, and my mission, my goal today is to share with you guys exactly how you guys can do the same exact thing in your agency. The same exact thing. Awesome. Cool. It's 9:03. We'll probably have some more people joining up, but I'm going to go ahead and kick things off and go ahead and share a brief presentation with you guys here. Okay. So really, guys, I just want to walk you through kind of how we use Instagram to really attract the kind of recruits, okay, that we desire for our agency, okay? So I'm gonna give you guys a little brief background on who I am. I'm a stranger to you guys right now, and I'm not gonna bore you guys and go give you the hour spiel. Long story short, I was a man of faith that was posting social media content. That was my original passion. I generated millions of views across the world, as you can see, all
Yeah.
organic. And I figured out how to go viral with my own personal brand. I landed an insurance agent client because this insurance agent loved my content. He resonated with my Christian background and ethics, and I ended up working with him for free. I said, "Let me do your social media." And when I did his social media, I started to generate him so many direct recruits using personal branding. Personal branding, guys, is where you film your face, okay? Build an organic influence using your social media account. Very, very unique. There was no agents that was doing this. And we were generating our own leads from recruiting because these humans were really resonating with our story. And so when I started to generate this agent results, he brought me a lot of referrals because I made him the #4 direct recruiter out of 70,000 people in a company called World Financial Group. And so what I did there is I started to grow my business off of referrals. I started to go to insurance agents' homes, their offices, and we used to set up the camera and film them. And I used to train them on tonality, train them on marketing. It was very personalized. And we noticed that every client that we were working with was just getting these absolutely awesome results. But the problem is, guys, is now that I've worked with a handful of you guys throughout the years, I've noticed one problem, which is that you guys are stuck in the 1990s. A lot of you guys are. What's worked in the past will still work today, but it's obsolete. It's becoming more obsolete, especially now in 2025. We have AI and we have social media. And some of you guys know about those two things, but you guys get intimidated. You're like, oh man, AI, that sounds so intimidating. I'm not tech savvy, all these things, right? But when we learn to use these things, they're very powerful for our agency. Now, the awesome part about your guys' business model and being an insurance agent is you guys have an amazing offer. Amazing. You guys are literally sitting on an offer that can change somebody's life. It can take them from working a job that they're unfulfilled at. You get them licensed, you get them trained, and they could be making six-figure income in as little as 6 months. That's a pretty awesome offer, and that's what I noticed that you guys had a gem on. Okay. Now, if we do our research on the company, you guys are very aware of this. There is so many nightmare stories of people becoming an agent, getting scammed, getting lied to. Okay, everyone is on Reddit sharing, "Hey, I got lied to." People were saying, MLMs and pyramid schemes, and my recruiter didn't tell me there was all these fees. I thought this was a job. I didn't know I had to cold call people. And so right now, guys, we're in a very big trust recession. Does anybody have any idea what a trust recession is?
Nope.
A trust recession is where there's a massive dip in trust in the insurance space right now because of all the bad recruiters in the insurance space that lack integrity, that have lied to people. And so what happens when you talk to somebody from cold market that joins your interview? Well, they're going to say, "Hey, I need to think about this opportunity. Let me talk to my spouse about it. Let me do some research." When they go do their research, they see all these bad things on the internet. And then they become a lead that says, "Oh, no, let me not join that. I don't trust them." That's a problem. And so do you guys want to know how we handle that? What do we do now, right? If we want to scale a cold market, how do we earn the trust of these recruits? Being honest. Being honest. I have every single one of my agents create a personal brand where they are being honest and transparent about what it is this is and what this isn't. And you'd be surprised what the results are. Okay. Melissa is somebody in my program. I'm sharing her. She's actually one of our most recent case studies and testimonials. Now, let me just describe Melissa to you. She's only been in the insurance space for 2 years. Okay, she's not a recruiter with as much experience as you guys. She was about to quit the life insurance space because she could not get over the recruiting issues. And she came to me because she found me on my ad and she said, "Dylan, I'm at my last hope. I am about to quit this industry. I don't even know if this industry is real. I've been in for 2 years, seen zero results, using all the best practices that my upline taught me, and I'm not seeing any results." And so I said, "No worries, Melissa. Let's make this happen. Let's build you a brand that sells for you." So we actually recreated her entire Instagram account from top to bottom. We trained her on the best practices of tonality, sounding good on camera, looking like a professional. And then I ran direct message ads to this account And her results were fantastic. She got 10 directs in just 7 days from cold market. And now she's tap rooting. And now, lo and behold, within 2 weeks, she has a business all from cold market. Isn't that incredible? Just to look at the results, $200 spent in her ad spend. She got 42 people saying, hey, I would like to join this opportunity of yours. She booked herself 18 calls. 16 of those calls showed up to the Zoom call, and she closed 6 on the very first little spend of ads. She earned her senior associate promotion. She was a beginner agent in this IMO. She's actually the number 6 in the entire leaderboard out of 44,000 agents off of 1.5 weeks of ad spend in my program. She's not tech savvy. She's a beginner agent. If she can do it, why can't you? Okay. So this is actually what you're looking at here, the framework that makes this happen. A little bit of background on myself, guys. I've invested millions of dollars into mentorship for this stuff in terms of running ads. I've spent millions of dollars on ads. I've made all these, mistakes that have been very painful throughout the years. And so when clients work with me, you guys are going to be learning very advanced strategies that's going to turn your Instagram account into an engine that generates you qualified recruits that you guys are looking for in a very specific niche that you guys want. Okay. Now, these are just some of the results that we've produced in various IMOs. There was a client on the left-hand side. He was making $0. He was literally brand new in his insurance agency and his IMO. He scaled to a $100,000 ring earner in just 9 months in my program. I've created #1 recruiters several times. I've had young agents as young as 23 make $60,000 months, all from this program. Completely went full-time in insurance and left their jobs. And they have only been in insurance for 3 to 4 years. Okay. Robert, he's actually a coach in my program now, by the way. You guys are going to be hearing a lot from Robert. He has not only made a lot of commission, okay, but he has also gotten over 108 direct recruits from my program, starting from 0. He's the #1 recruiter out of 44,000 agents in global financial impact because he leveraged these systems. He is transforming lives around the world. It's incredible, guys. And I really do believe that you guys can make the same exact impact as these individuals here. You guys are no different. So one of the things, guys, that I want to share, some of you guys, gave me a various range of numbers of your experience levels with cold market. Okay. I think there's some individuals with their let's make sure that we're all on mute, guys. Let me see who's not on mute here.
Be fast, Elizabeth has class, so.
Make sure everybody's on mute. There we go. Okay. So right now, I think a bulk of us, right? Let's put it in the chat, guys. How many of us? Actually, I want you guys to just type out what you guys are currently doing in the chat right now to get your recruits. If you guys can type it out in the Zoom chat, what are we doing to get recruits right now, guys? I want to see what all of us are doing. I'm just very curious to know what we're all doing in this group to get our recruits. Are we cold calling? Are we tap rooting? Is it referrals? There's referrals. Thank you, Joey. We're doing referrals, using my own contacts from my database. Okay, we're doing some warm market, Norman. Great Ways system. Referrals. Rochelle's doing social media traction. That's awesome. Okay. Referrals, cold market. Go back to my old clients. There we go. Running through our client list. Warm and cold markets. Existing clients. Referrals. Yep. Go ahead and keep letting me know, guys. Curious to know what we got in this chat. Warm market. Yep. So yeah, the majority of us have a business that is not predictable, right? Because we can't, if I were to tell you guys, hey guys, how many recruits are we predicting to get next month? A lot of you are like, well, I don't know. I'm not too sure. Well, we'll see. We'll see what next month entails, right? There's no predictability. And so when we have a business that has no predictability, and I can't pull up a dashboard that says, hey, based off of this amount of ad spend, based off of this amount of booked calls that we're projecting, how many recruits are we projecting statistically based off of our close rate, our show rate, etc.? When we don't have that as business owners, we have a very, very unpredictable business, okay? And this is a cycle that is just every single month. You guys have great months. You guys have bad months. You guys have great months. You guys have bad months. And there's no predictability. And so my mission at Divine Reach has been to solve that problem through recruiting by creating that predictability. Imagine that next month, we had a dashboard with all the numbers on there, from the amount of money you're spending on your ads down to how many closes that you're doing on average. And based off of the statistics, I'm able to say, wow, Ming is actually going to be getting 5 to 6 to 7 recruits from our cold market next month based off of our projected numbers. I mean, wouldn't that be the dream, right? That's what we want as business owners. We want predictable systems. Okay. Now, when we don't have these predictable systems and we're relying on manual outreach, when we're only relying on one system, a one-legged stool is how I like to call it, we are the bottleneck in our business. We are the bottleneck to our growth. And we will only grow as fast as our systems. We will never outgrow our systems. Okay. So what I want to share with you guys today is the system of marketing that we can basically input into our business to generate those predictable qualified recruits. Okay. Now, some of you are watching this right now. I kind of put some humor in here, but I mean, some of us are sending cold DMs to get recruits. Some of us are doing the in-person marketing, going to events, right? That's a really popular one. Cold calling is another one. Posting and praying is how I like to call it. Some of us are posting social media content, hoping and crossing our fingers that it's going to bring us what we want, but we're just not seeing the results. Okay. And guys, that's literally what all my agents are doing prior to working with my company. They're tired of these things here. They're tired of it. Okay. So this very simple strategy that I'm going to share with you guys today is really what we're doing to kind of shift things. And how I like to say, I like to get the cobweb duster and dust off some of the cobwebs of the systems that we've been taught. Now, the systems that your IMO teaches they're great. They've worked for decades. But we want to update our systems, right? We want to be recruiters that are relevant to the market. Okay, in the United States, we actually had I'm not sure if you guys had Blockbuster out in Canada. We had a really big business out here called Blockbuster that were selling DVDs. Okay, you would walk into Blockbuster. There was all the movies you could think of that were on the shelves. Guess what? Netflix came. All of us know Netflix, right? Netflix came and it says, hey, you don't need to go to the store to buy DVDs anymore, right? You go in your living room, you click a button, you pay for it right here. There's no need to leave your house. Guess what? That added convenience to the market. Blockbuster went out of business. Why? Because they failed to adapt. And that is what happens when we fail to adapt, okay? So I've given this system the Agent Authority Funnel, modern day marketing practices to turn your Instagram and Facebook account into a self-recruiting engine. Okay. The really cool part about this, guys, is, when we leverage this system properly, people are going to look at you differently on the internet. They look at you almost as a celebrity in a way, because they've seen your face so many times before they actually get on that hiring interview with you. They have a higher level of trust, and they kind of already know who you are before they even see you on the interview, which drastically affects our close rate. How many people are we closing that get to our interviews? These leads are also going to be higher intent. What does higher intent lead mean? Okay. A higher intent lead is somebody that is a little bit more educated and pre-framed on what it is that we're offering. Okay. I want you guys right now to think of your past 10 recruiting interviews. And I want you guys to now put in the chat. Okay, let's wake up again. I'm gonna ask you guys more questions. What are some objections that you guys are hearing in your in your interviews with the recruits? Okay, you gave them the whole presentation, the whole spiel on the opportunity. What are some objections that you guys hear? Let me think about it. Okay. Let me think about it. I will think about it. So far, we have I will think about it. Does anybody else get any other objections besides those two? I don't have people. It's not for me. Yep. I don't have the extra time to do it. I'll come back when I'm ready. I will get back to you. Yep. I will get back to you and talk to my husband. Yep. I'm not into sales. So Mark, I want to talk about yours real quick. I'm just going to choose a random one. Mark said, I'm not into sales is one of the objections that he's hearing. Check this out. What if, Mark, your recruit knew before they showed up to that call that this was sales? What if he knew it was sales before he even saw your face? He probably wouldn't even show up. He'd probably be like, hey, this isn't for me. No thanks. I don't want to show up to this call. Okay. Guess what, Mark? Now you didn't waste an hour on a call with somebody that you just sold a massive opportunity to. You spent all that energy just for him to say, oh, I don't even like sales. No thanks. I'm out. Do you know how we solve that? It's by creating an Instagram account and a social media where we're making videos telling our leads, hey, by the way, I am offering life insurance sales. If you're not interested, this isn't for you. Guess what I'm doing? I'm informing my leads before they even show up to that call with me. You know how powerful that is? Do you know what that does, guys? It shortens the sales cycle. Right now, you guys have these long sales cycles. Like they're like this long. Some recruits take like months to move forward with you because they have to think about it. Well, there's stuff for them to think about because we didn't handle that before the interview. But if we create content that handles the most commonly asked questions, right, and framing them on our opportunity, do you know what's going to happen? They're going to show up to that interview. They're going to know it's life insurance sales. They're going to know it's not a job. Okay. They already know they probably should have their spouse on this because it's a life-changing opportunity. They're already going to be a little bit educated on, hey, this is exactly what it takes. This is how much money it costs to get started. Okay. Is this an MLM? Guess what? We're answering all these questions and objections before the interview, which is so critical. That's what a higher intent lead is. Okay. Which is what you're going to get with this naturally. I also make sure that all my clients are positioned as authority figures. One of the funniest things, right, is when I have a client that says, Dylan, I really want high quality recruits. And I say, what do you mean by that? Yeah, I don't want them to be a student. I want them to be willing to put the work in. I want them to show up and dress the part and be professional. I'm like, okay, are you doing those things? Are you doing those things? Because when we film you on social media and I have you film a 60-second ad, do you sound confident? Do you look professional? Do you have a haircut? Do you have your hair done? Are you showing up for yourself? Because guess what? You're going to attract what you are. And so, the funny thing in my program is that there is some extreme levels of accountability that you need to have on yourself in order for me to work with you to make this thing happen. We need to become the people that can attract the high quality recruits first before we want to attract higher quality people. Robert in my program is attracting CFOs of companies, COOs of companies that are joining his opportunity, already making multiple six figures, but they're so sold on him as a recruiter that they're willing to join his opportunity. Isn't that incredible? Think about one COO that joins your company. Can you imagine the warm market that he has or she has? That person is influential. They'll bring you so many high quality. It's like a domino effect after that. Isn't that incredible? Not only that, but the amazing part, the last thing I want to hit home here, guys, with the ads that we film, if we have the courage, because a lot of us are scared to post social media content. I'll be honest with you guys, I used to be so deathly afraid to film myself. It was bad. I used to get the sweats. But when we put repetitions in, we start to get confident filming. And now we grow as entrepreneurs to put our face out there and impact more lives. Guess what? We actually will attract people that are culture fit because they resonate with your story. The secret ingredient of this process I put you all through is your story of how you got into the insurance space and what it's done to change your life. Because people love to hear the story. They don't want to hear, oh, you'll make six figures in 6 months and da-da-da-da. They don't care about that. They want to hear who you are and what this has done for you. Why? Because storytelling positions you as an authority and it builds trust and it's authentic and it's real and it's potent. And every single one of you have stories, as do these 4 people that I'm showing you here. Look at their brands. These are all insurance agents in Canada and United States here. I'm giving you examples on different IMOs, but we brand them as authorities. We build up the courage to film ourselves. And what this does is the results are amazing. Okay. These are what our ads look like. We have 2 different types of ads we do in our program. We do very high quality, like on the left-hand side, positions you as an A1 brand, a top tier brand. On the right-hand side, we do what are called organic style ads on the right-hand side. Notice how the editing is very simple. Why is that? Why is that, Dylan? Why is the content very simple? Because sometimes your leads just want to see a human. They just want to see who you are. They don't want to see all the crazy edits. They just want to see a real person that they can trust. Because remember, we're in a trust recession. Okay, so these are just two different styles that we do in our program. So what we do is we run a DM ad. Now, what is that? That stands for direct message. When we run that DM ad, we're basically telling our leads, hey, send me a message if you're interested. What then happens after that DM ad is you get an Instagram direct message. From that Instagram direct message, we have a sales process that books that person and qualifies that person on your calendar. Okay. No more chasing leads. The leads are coming to you. No more endless follow-ups because the leads are using Instagram and they're always on Instagram. And so they're right there in the DMs with you. Okay. You can go through this person's Instagram account and see who they are as people. Are they even qualified to work with me? Do they look like quality people? When you're cold calling people, you don't get to see their face. You have no idea who you're speaking with until you see them on the Zoom, and now you're wasting time. And this is by far the lowest cost per lead out of the $2 million in ad spend that I've spent that I've ever been able to get. I've tried it all, guys. I've tried landing pages. I've tried lead forms. Direct message ads is the lowest cost per result that I have tried year to date. Okay. These are just some results in the program. I'm not going to go over that. Okay. In terms of the average results our members notice, okay, when you follow our best practices, again, guys, I want to say this will work if you make it work. I was telling this to Marlon. I think I was telling this to Marlon. I operate very similar as an upline. You guys understand this concept. I want to be transparent on how I operate. Okay. In terms of your results working with me, I operate the same way you guys do. When you guys sign a recruit, you guys do the same thing with them, right? They get licensed, you run through your system, right? You bring them on board, you run their warm market, get them their first couple wins. But don't they have to put in some work to do that? 100%. I am the same way. I have had clients not get these results you're looking at because they don't put the work in, because they lose faith in my program. They lose belief. That happens all the time. Oh, Dylan, I'm scared. I'm 2 weeks in and I don't know. Is this really going to work? I'm like, come on. You have to believe in my program for this to work. And actually, one of the things that I'm going to be upgrading my program on is literally creating group calls with all of you on beliefs. Because I'm giving you the same systems here that's producing these results, but some of you won't get this because of beliefs. Beliefs. Our average clients are getting 50 to 200 leads per month, 40 to 60 book calls, and 5 to 15 closed recruits every single month from this, not including tap rooting and policies sold. These are awesome numbers. From there, we scale this up. If you're profitable and you're making great money from this, I am then going to nudge you to say, hey, you're running $30 a day on ads. Let's do 50. Why, Dylan? Why? Because you're making money from this. Do we want to stop here? Do we want to scale to be bigger? And that's where I really get to learn how you think. Do you like to just coast and get some great results, or do you want to grow bigger, massive? Do you want to take over the industry? Very few of my clients are willing to do that. But from a marketing perspective, if you have an $8 return on ad spend, which means for every $1 you put on ads, you're getting $8 back. Do not go and buy all the fun stuff with that money. Throw it back into your ads and watch how this grows insurmountably. That's what we want. That's how we scale. Okay. Jeff was one of the courageous young gentlemen that I had in this program. He scaled to a $60,000 month in my program because he was willing to put more money on his ad spends when he saw some results. There was a day, it was the first 7 days I ran these ads with him. We built him a funnel that attracts people that got out of college that are working 9 to 5 jobs. He booked 30 HIs in 1 day. There were so many hiring interviews. He was like, Dylan, can we invite somebody from my team into this Slack? Because I can't even take the call. There's too many. I was like, be my guest. Let's bring them in the Slack. Let's put them in your Go High level CRM, and let's flood their calendar too to make sure your team is fed. Okay. He was able to travel the world. He was able to retire his wife. He was able to buy that dream truck right there in the United States out here, all from this program. Okay. Now, what you're looking at here is our databases. Okay. So depending on, now what I want you guys to think here, actually, I want you guys to share with me real quick. Let's all wake up again. I like to make sure everyone's awake here. What were we doing before the insurance space? Can you guys share that with me? What job were you guys working? What were you guys doing prior to? Norman says, what is taprooting? That's a terminology that some of these companies use for running the warm market system, friends and family. Yeah, that's just the word they call it out here. Joey says restaurant. Cool. Nurse, healthcare, office jobs, corporate. Look at that. Nurse. accounting, corporate communications. You want to know what's really interesting, guys? I've had a lot of clients over the years and I've made a lot of mistakes. Do you guys want to know who it is that you guys should be marketing to at scale? This is a quick gem for all of you. You guys should market to who you used to be. Do you want to know why? Because when that person shows up on that call, you already know them. Let me give you an example. Okay. Marina said corporate communications. Marina, imagine you landed consistent calls with people that were in corporate jobs that just were so burnt out. They were showing up every single day to that job and they were like, I really don't like what I do. I'm not passionate. I want to help people. Marina, you know what happens on that call very simply with you? You build a connection so quickly because you used to be that person. You will resonate with that person. And isn't that what recruiting is about? It's about building a connection. Because on a client side, I mean, yes, you speak with your clients, but recruiting is personal. If you want them to stick around, you want to make friends with them, you want to get to know them, you want to build that bond, that connection with them, and you want to resonate with that person so you can help what you used to be. Right? And so with that being said, every single one of you right now are looking at the screen of the finite amount of databases or niches that you guys can market to. And I'm sure every single one of you can resonate with at least one of these niches here. Now, here's the secret to my formula, guys. It's not crazy. It's like, I ask you, what did you guys do before insurance? And then that is your niche. Because at broad scale, you're going to hear the same objections. You're going to know how to talk to them at a consistent level. And they're going to get results just like you because they come from a similar background. And when they see that you've produced results yourself, they're going to have belief that, wow, she used to be a corporate worker. I'm currently a corporate worker. Maybe I can do that too. Belief. Now they're going to go out and do exactly what you need them to do. Now imagine, this is a mistake I made back in the day. Imagine, Marina, I'm going to keep using you as an example. You're a corporate communications worker. Imagine I sent you a cold market doctor making $300,000 a year. You could probably close them if you're a really good salesperson and recruiter, right? You could probably move them forward. However, at scale, a lot of them are actually going to say to themselves, well, Marina doesn't know what I'm going through. I'm a doctor. I work 12-hour days. Does she know what it's like being a doctor? I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have time to do this. You can't really speak on top of that. And I learned that through a really big mistake I made with one of my clients one time back in the day in 2022-ish. I marketed him in the wrong market and he just could not close anybody. And so from there, I said, you know what? Every client that's gotten great results with me always markets to the niche that they once were. Okay. Now, guys, I like to say this very simply. I'm not a marketer. I'm not just a content team. I like to say that I am a growth partner, a growth scale partner. Because a leads guy is just going to get you leads. A content guy is just going to make you look good on camera. Those are just slices of the pie here, guys. I'm giving you a system that includes all of that and actually trains you how to use it. There's no good in hiring me to do this all for you when you don't even know how it works. And so when you work with me, I like to make sure that you guys are putting in the effort because you guys are going to grow as entrepreneurs and learn how to incorporate these systems into your business. Okay. I really do have a very massive vision here, guys. And I am so excited that I get to do this potentially with Marlon and his awesome company. But I've always had the vision to help 100 life insurance agent recruiters scale to 50 directs minimum per month from cold market. That is my vision. I believe we can do that. I've already had 7 hit 50 plus in my program. I'm looking to get that number way higher. And I'm looking to make it happen with some of you in here that have that belief. I really believe we can do that. It is so possible. And my job working with all of you one-on-one is literally to just shift beliefs and mindsets and paradigms so we can grow faster. And you guys are early to this game. Just so you know, there is not a lot of recruiters out here in your niche that are doing this because they're so afraid. They are so deathly afraid. And they're like, you know what? No, let me keep just doing this because it works. That's okay. We're just going to smoke them. We're just going to be competitive. And we're just going to smoke them because we don't remain obsolete. And just to show you that this really works, I actually met Marlon through my ad. I am out here in the United States in sunny California. I'm out here in Del Mar, California right now. I would have never met Marlon if it wasn't for ads. Imagine I would have just said, oh, let me just keep doing referrals. I would not know Marlon today. I would not be speaking with any of you. Marlon is here because I reached him through social media content that showed him the value. He clicked on my ad. He went all the way through the funnel, filled out my forms, went through my sales process, and here we are today. Isn't that fantastic? Why can't you guys do that? You guys can. You guys can. And so again, guys, a little bit on my background, just to wrap things up here. I've scaled my own company to 7 figures with social media. It would have been impossible. It would take way too long to do referrals. Myself, I have helped agents recruit over 7,000 people to this industry. I spent over $2 million in ad spend on Facebook, on these platforms. And so I know a lot about them. And I've scaled 7 agents to top recruiters in their IMO. And top recruiter means number 1 out of thousands of people. I've scaled 7 of them to that position. There's actually a few in my program. And so when you work alongside of us, guys, this is what you're going to get. Every single one of you will have your own one-on-one personal consulting chat with myself and my team. You can ask me questions 24/7. There is unlimited one-on-one calls with myself. Okay, so these are 30-minute calls. You guys can book in whenever you need support from myself. This is a one-on-one meeting with me and you anytime you guys need support on any part of this process. You guys will each have your own personal portal. There's no fluff in here. This is literally a personal portal that is every single step needs to get checkboxed in order for you to get results with me. It's very clean. It's very organized. Marlon's actually just getting started on it right now. He's gotten some eyeballs on it, but there's no fluff in here. Now, an add-on that you can get with us, guys, is a full-time appointment setter. We will hire them, we will train them, we will manage them, and they will book every single one of the leads that we send you. Now, this is something I want to highlight. If you guys, I know you guys gave me a lot of different numbers in here in regards to your confidence levels with cold market. Some of you guys are going to value saving money, while some of you are going to value saving your time. Appointment setting is a $5 an hour task. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I will encourage that you guys use our appointment setter so you guys get a quicker result with us. Now, if you guys are on a budget, I completely understand. You guys can learn to book it yourself because we give you all the DM scripts to do them yourself. But transparently speaking, there will be a very, depending on your skill level, some of you said 1 in here. There's going to be a learning curve with this. Because I've seen people, I'm talking big agency owners that have said, "Oh, Dylan, I know how to do sales. I know how to book calls." I'm okay. Let's run your ads. 0 booked calls. I get on a one-on-one call. I say, "What's going on?" I don't know. The leads. I'm like, no. Let me see how fast you're getting to the leads. They're taking hours to get to the leads. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're not following best practices. You need to be getting to these leads within 5 minutes if you want to book them. I like to use the microwave analogy. When you guys put food in a microwave, you get that food out right away while it's hot. If you leave it sitting in that microwave, you know what happens? It gets cold. Right? That's exactly how cold market appointment setting is. So I encourage that you guys look into our appointment setter. Okay. You're going to get a community of other agents all over the world that are scaling with social media. We're a pretty tight-knit group, guys. I'm not some Goliath company. You guys will see my face a lot. You guys will get one-on-one attention with me, by the way. We're not a Goliath company. We're not. We're very intimate. We work with you guys one-on-one. Okay, we're kind of like a boutique agency. And what you're looking at here, you guys can take a second to look at this. This is everything in the program. Every bit of value that you're getting here. You guys can take a photo of this, screenshot. Again, you guys are not renting this system. You guys are owning this system. A big question I get is, Dylan, what happens after I'm done working with you after 4 months? Do you keep everything and I get nothing? Nope. We can part ways completely after 4 months. Guess what? We're running the ads on your ad account. We're building the funnel on your Instagram. And this is yours. This is not mine. I'm not running this on my ad account. I'm not building this on my Instagram. You guys get to keep this. This is a growth system. And it can handle 50 plus recruits per month, depending on how you want to run your system. Some of you don't want 50 recruits per month. Some of you only want 5 per month, and that's okay. But just so you know, this system here can handle 50 plus to 100 plus recruits a month. The record of a breaking month that I've had with a client is 108 recruits in 1 single month with this system. It's a lot of people. He was actually the first in history to crack over a triple-digit recruiting month. And you guys can use this as you please. But the whole purpose of this program, to summarize, is to get you guys to learn how to use this thing first. You got to learn how to use it before you delegate, guys. You have to. And I know some of you in here are just like making really good money, or, you guys are leaders. You guys think like CEOs. I get it. I understand. And we just want to delegate and like, oh, I just want this to be done for me, right? But guys, believe me when I say this. I have made the mistake of bringing on an A-type personality where they didn't want to learn it. They just wanted to delegate everything, and then nothing works. And guys, it pains me when this doesn't work. You guys have no idea. Sometimes my problem is I want my clients to win more than they want to win. That's kind of interesting, but that's how much I care for you guys. Because I'm in just so much belief of your guys' opportunity. I want you guys to hit home runs when you work with me. And if you don't, it pains me. So please learn this. Okay. These are the pillars that we're focusing on in your company, in your agency. In order, actually, from first to last. We start with the branding. We build your marketing system. We teach you how to do back-end scaling with automations and CRMs, appointment setting processes, recruiting frameworks for cold market, and then onboarding retention. Everything.